Today we're going to be talking about how to specify your ventilation hood for your specific cooking equipment. We do like to see a 3-inch overhang on either side of your stovetop. So if your cabinet configuration would allow, we'd like to see a 36-inch wide hood over a 30-inch range. We'd like to see a 42-inch wide hood over a 36-inch wide range. And we'd like to see a 48-inch wide hood over a 42-inch wide range. Now we're going to spin our showroom sideways here and take a look at the depth. This particular range is 27 inches deep, and it would call out for a 24-inch depth hood in order to get adequate coverage over those front burners. And in addition, if you had a commercial depth range at 30 inches deep, we'd be having you look at a 27-inch deep canopy for adequate performance. So here's how we derive that measurement. We're going to take a look at the top of your cooktop, measure from the back wall to the front edge of your foremost burner. We're going to add 1.5 inches to that number. In this case, that brings us to 23.5 inches. So a 24-inch canopy will be suitable for this range. Using this kitchen as an example, you're going to find this is a 21-inch depth hood. It's just not quite deep enough to capture those gases rising up from the front burners. 21-inch depth hoods were really intended for drop-in cooktops, which don't protrude into the room nearly as far as a slide-in range. A common misconception is that getting a higher horsepower 21-inch deep hood, like a 300, 600, 1200 CFM, is going to suck all of those gases into the hood, and unfortunately, the high horsepower does not make up for the incorrect canopy depth. This brings us to the microwave hood. You see these a lot in apartment complexes, very inexpensive for builders to put these in. These are also only 12 inches deep, so unfortunately, when it comes to these foremost burners, you will not get any capture. Another reason we see these 21-inch depth hoods in the field over slide-in ranges is because people might be concerned they're going to hit their head. We find this not to be a concern, as you wouldn't normally put your body in a position where it's overhanging the hot cooktop. In addition, it is still at an elevation where you can see it. Here from our overhead view, the proper canopy is going to give you adequate burner coverage, front to back, left to right. If you still have questions, want to reach out to us, 949-275-4496. You can click the link in the top right-hand corner of the screen to come back to KitchenFoundry. You can also ask questions here on YouTube.